What is now a relegation match. This is the week here, relegation match time. We have 2 relegation matches to play throughout this week. One of them going to be today here on this Tuesday, as it is the team that won Gold Division in Polymorph going up against Revolution, who finished in that 8th seed here in Diamond for cycle number 3. So once again, relegation match for those that may not know. This determines which team will be playing in Diamond next cycle. Just because you win or get top 2 in Gold doesn't guarantee that you're going Diamond. And in fact, so far here in Season 4, that has not been the case. Both times in the relegation matches, both Cycle 1 and Cycle 2, the Diamond team ended up staying and thus competing once again in the next cycle. Revolution, this is their 3rd time here in the relegation match. They've made it out twice before, so they're trying to make it for a 3rd time. We'll see if that happens. This, of course, is a best of 3. With that said as well. So definitely some fun and good Han coming at us here today. I am joined by my co-caster, of course, for today, and somebody that's actually in the bracket stage to playoffs here, going to be coming up this weekend of EVO Corporation. I'm joined by Near once again. Near, how's it going, man?
Going great, man. I'm looking forward to seeing these new teams from Gold competing, seeing what they have to offer in this. Lots of interesting things happening in the banning phase already.
There is, yeah. Obviously, there's already plenty to talk about with this draft. Again, this really should be an exciting match because I'm on the boat with you as well. Where Revolution's been here twice before. They are usually an entertaining team to watch in the first place, but Polymorph, these guys, a couple of their names maybe stand out a little bit here, but we really haven't seen a whole lot of them at the same time. So I'm intrigued to see what they bring to the table here. But sure enough, let's start getting into the bands and picks. You mentioned the interesting bands. Yeah, there is. Pearl, Hellbringer, Tremble, and Riptide. You just kind of like, what? What is going on there? Behemoth, Parasite, Midas, Magnus, Cthulhu, and Swiftblade were the pickups now. But, yeah, those initial bands, I mean, that is not your everyday bands here.
Yeah, that's interesting. I have not seen that. And then Snap picked Behemoth. It must be a core hero for them. Followed up by Parasite, strong hero. Then Midas is picked, and I think HTS or Revolution picked the Magnus just to more deny the Magnus-Midas combination. It's very strong. And also Magnus is always strong on your team. So this is very interesting. But the Pearl ban is, yeah, that's weird. It's definitely new. It must be they don't like to play against it. Must be the only thing I can really see. And also another thing though, Revolution, they have Pexu drafting now instead of Scurvy. They did take one game out of complexity with Pexu drafting, and without Scurvy they was unfortunately not able to make it. But here he is, and the Pexu is drafting. I think they maybe have some momentum going with him as the new captain maybe.
Yeah, so keeping him in that role, that's a very good point there. Scurvy definitely has been that captain as long as they've been in Diamond here so far. So yeah, maybe it is a little bit of a switch up here. Yeah, again, Revolution, here they are for the 3rd time in the relegation match. So it's kind of been a fun team to watch throughout, and clearly, obviously, they belong in Diamond. I mean, they've been here before, and as you pointed out, I mean, hell, even this cycle, they got an upset victory over Complexity, so they can beat, any given team, it almost feels like, in their matches. It's just a matter of that consistency and actually, really making it work, again, on a consistent basis. I think that's their biggest issue right now. Sometimes they just look really good, with these lineups that they do and everything. Other times, just kind of like frankly, a mediocre team. So we'll see which one comes here today. But as far as the draft so far, I mean, really, bands interesting. Picks not so much. I mean, Parasite, Magnus, Swiftblade. This is a very safe lineup, it seems like, so far.
Yeah, it is. The Legion side has 4 stuns so far. I'm assuming the Elephant is going to be in the jungle, or the Cthulhu. And I like the Luna pickup. Whenever you see 3 or 4 heroes, or even 5, that do not get a shrunken head, Luna is an awesome pick.
Yeah. So
mainly because of the red stun. It's going to hit someone. The counter initiation from that, I mean, that's insane. It's usually what we go for if we pick it up. I'm assuming Complexity, though, is a team that always pick it up almost no matter what. Definitely. I think they are the standouts. But else, the Aluna is usually only picked if you see 3 or 4 heroes without Shrunken Head, usually as the 2 or 3 first items.
Yeah. By the way, Polymorph, they go dark into their final pick, but a quick note on this team right here. Again, they are the winners of Gold Division. It was not an easy task, though, by any means. They actually got knocked out in the 2nd round by Go figure, Mystery Gang. They got matched up against Mystery Gang in the second round. They ended up getting knocked down by them, and they had to grind all the way through the losers bracket until they fought Mystery Gang once again in the grand finals to then beat them and get that #1 seed. So, of course, their award is now having to face Revolution in the relegation match. But Mystery Gang is the other team. They're going to be playing against Rexar's Reborn, who finished 7th in Diamond. They'll be doing that right now, scheduled for Thursday. So, but yeah, Polymorph wasn't easy. They had to beat some solid teams from Mystery Gang. The second time, obviously, Rush, Shrek Has Love, definitely names that come to mind right there. But so again, I'm really interested to see what they bring to the table here. Arachna. Now, we've been seeing a bit of Arachna, I feel like, lately. She kind of has been, I've been saying since the patch, too, I once again want to take credit for it all, that Arachna is going to be kind of this this hero that wasn't maybe necessarily noticed initially with the patch, but she's going to have a place. So I'm excited to see her for Revolution here.
Yeah, definitely. I think the best thing is that she will possibly be able to survive a Behemoth Midas gank, which we saw in, was it Panny's boys playing? I can't remember who they played, but I think the enemy team had an Arachna, and they tried to go on with Fade and +1, and it did not work out like 3-4 times throughout the game. The Arachna survived at 100 or 200 HP.
Yeah.
Would have been a completely different game if they got those kills, those 3-4 times. But yep, definitely a strong hero with that new buff to her.
See, I mean, that's the thing. Like, the Hardened Carapace wasn't even the thing that necessarily kind of stood out to me, but you're right. I mean, that has turned out to be a huge impact for her in the end. In fact, she can now use Well Stun and Silence, but the the precision, the single target damage now that she really brings to the table, it's pretty ridiculous. She's kind of like the Madman in a sense, where if she's able to sit on top of you with those right clicks, the longer she does that, the more damage she'll essentially be doing, of course. So, yeah, ideally don't let her do that, but obviously a lot easier said than done. Now, from the beginning here, we do got some possible action, but doesn't look like it.
Right, just going in baiting here, scouting out.
He's saying hello. He's like,
But
I'm by
I think
myself.
they just want to avoid and then get out, yeah. But yeah, the Arachna, I mean, that precision, if you can land a huge Magma Eruption as well, getting them all down to below 50%, I mean, she's going to finish off the enemy heroes very quickly with the new buff to it. So you're definitely right on that.
Absolutely. So we'll see that comes into play here for Revolution against Square, of course, playing it here. He's still a carry after all, just happens to not be in the draft spot here. Pexu taking that, as we mentioned. So the lanes coming about, though. What do we got? We got Midas is going to end up Suicide up top versus Arachna. And right now, what is a setup to be a pseudo-Trilane, actually? The Luna and Parasite up here.
It's going to be interesting to see if Parasite can get both wards here. It's actually possible if he places it perfectly. The Rev ward, that is. Seems he's going for the bottom one.
Is he going to get it off? I mean, he's down here. He's waiting. Why would he be waiting, you think? Oh, to make sure that it's blocked, or?
Yeah, I think he wants to make sure.
Okay.
But he can, like, 90% positive that it's blocked since Midas was up there.
Yeah.
Oh, there he goes. Oh, it catches one of them.
Only
it's
one,
unfortunate it doesn't catch the other one. It's gonna hurt his farm. It's definitely what Polymorph was looking for. That's the team name, right?
Yes.
Yes,
That's
okay.
Hex or Polymorph is their actual name, yeah. So, but yeah, and then that's one of these things too. Yeah, Parasite. He's obviously not necessarily sitting around waiting for it to see if the spawn's going to happen, but they will notice at the minute mark now that it's still blocked by something. So that's a good investment by the Legion team, using both the Rev ward and the Ward Sight here.
Yeah.
Double block. Well played there. Behemoth versus Swiftblade is our middle matchup. Not your everyday matchup here, but Behemoth, he's not typically, like I said, your solo hero, especially in the middle lane, but we're going to see that here from Mr. Trumpsta. What do you think of that decision?
It's alright. I'll definitely give the advantage to Swift. He does have the potential to surprise kill the Swiftblade when he hits level 6 if he chooses to max out the heavyweight, but I think he's going for the more safe build with the Fisher, it seems so far. But definitely, if this is going to be a kill, yeah, as we see here, Swiftblade is stronger because of this.
Behemoth was not expecting Magnus to come in. And down he goes. Good
Nice
good rotation from STS2, definitely.
That's why it's weak in the lane, though. And Swift is very strong. One rotation and they get a kill. They definitely have the upper hand in that lane. Behemoth has to play very careful. If he can get out with 200, 250, it's all they can really ask for. Especially with the one death right now.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to go risky. And the Luna can zone out the Midas quite well up here, especially with Arachna always being a fear. They're actually gonna get him.
Wow.
Wow.
Parasite really diving right there. Sirox was confident, though, especially with another power throw coming up. And again, that's one of the major strengths of Luna going back to her. Is early on, especially, that power throw, it'll do some great damage.
It's one of the stronger laning supports. Rhapsody is also one of them, but this one is very strong. Can zone out almost anything.
Yeah, it's good to see her coming back, because she definitely is an entertaining support as well. You know, of course, with those global snipe attempts and everything, you always got to be on the lookout for that, too. So, gonna have impact here, I'm sure. But yeah, so you're talking about the middle Behemoth, why it could be weak. We already kind of saw that right there with the rotation, especially for Swiftblade or Magnus, and then set up with Swiftblade. They could have easily done Behemoth top with Midas middle. Do you think that this makes sense? I mean, he's died now once, so it's kind of hindsight here, but should they have gone the other way?
I think they expected Midas to get decent farm top, or at least being able to get the levels, and then they, oh, now he's gonna die. Yeah, but they should have, because this would never have happened.
Yeah.
Yep. It would have been the safer choice, for sure. But I guess they value trying to get more farm on Behemoth. That's what they're going for, putting him in the mid lane. But it's not happening at this rate. The Magnus is doing work for his team right now with the rotations. What they have going for them is a complete free farm, uncontested Dark Lady.
Yeah.
And I think that's better than an uncontested Arachna, though. It really comes down to can the Arachna land the spin or the ultimate onto Dark Lady in the later stages of the game.
Well, we'll see for that, but already having 2 deaths on Behemoth, it's not a favorable start here for the Legion side, and it could get worse. It's like deja vu, man. I mean, he's gone further and further back, but it's still not going to matter. Or am I going to turn kill at least? Nope. Nice job with the Steam Bath. Got the perfect timing right there. So this is, yeah, the same thing's happening. I mean, it gets to a point where stop sending Behemoth to the middle lane.
It's at a point now where they should switch, put Midas mid, and put the Behemoth top. It's not like he's going to do better. Midas fit top as well once. So, I mean, he's just going to struggle wherever he goes at this point. It's unfortunate for them. And Rhapsody now.
Is she going to be fine? She is, but that's a level 6 Swiftblade. I mean, you do not want to tempt fate on that one. He gets close enough, presses that R, Swift Slash has come out, an easy kill. So, yes, Rhapsody does hit level 2 right there, but obviously very underleveled right now, and, well, she has a health potion on her, and that's it, really. So, no kind of stats. Meanwhile, though, I mean, there is some positive here for Polymorph. Obviously, this is a pretty bad start overall for them, but they do have Chaos Master here on the Dark Lady. She's doing the free farm, 32 and 20. She's doing it very well. I mean, she is close to perfect, I would think, with that kind of GPM and the creep score here at only 5 minutes. So that's at least some good news for Polymorph. But you know, with the supporting cast struggling, it's hard to be very happy about that.
Yeah. Also, like, I want to comment on that. She was trying to get what she could in the mid lane, but she was only level 1. Even if Swiftblade ultied her and killed her, I mean, Swiftblade would go at like 150 gold or something, and then the Swiftblade ulti is on cooldown. It's actually not the biggest of deals if that happens when she's level 1, after these new changes to the gold system as well.
Interesting. Oh, they're going to really go all out here. So
yeah, see, 145 gold. I mean, that's 3 creeps. And then, yeah, if Behemoth died for those.
I don't know what Behemoth was thinking here. I mean, that was so obvious. Like, he was sitting right next to him. And, yeah, Behemoth is, you almost want to say he's on tilt a little bit, because that really was, there was no reason for him to be right there at that time. It was clearly that they were going to be diving him, and it's just kind of sticking around. So this is just getting worse and worse, man. So that is an interesting point you bring up about, I mean, they did use a lot on a Rhapsody right there. You could almost argue that's fine, but then Behemoth
so
dying, it's not good.
Gold, and then I think about 200 experience. I mean, that's 3 melee creeps dying.
Yeah.
It's not the biggest of deals, actually.
Okay.
So risking to get maybe a level 2, level 3, in that case is actually fine. Of course, dying is always bad, but if you can get level 3 like you are right now, instead of being level 1, that's bigger for your team.
Yeah. There's a positive twist on it, so. But, yeah, so if you're Revolutionary, I mean, it seems like they're pretty content on locking down everything else, which obviously they've accomplished very well. Getting their own farm. Swiftblade's 530 GPM, but somebody else we really haven't talked about just yet is the Arachna, and her farm at least. It's obviously very good. In fact, it's just about up there with the free farming Dark Lady, so, you know, very similar. Now, again, Dark Lady, she's over 400 gold per minute now without a Rune Cleaver, so the start continues to be very good. So if you're Revolution, I mean, is there a part of you that's like, sure, we're doing great elsewhere, but maybe we should pay attention to this Dark Lady here coming up, or?
I think what they could do is, the Magnus is looking to get level 6 bottom. When he has the level 6, rotate the Parasite over. He's actually going for Lex to Leonis. Yeah, the Parasite's rotating right now. I think Magnus is close to level 6. I don't think it's enough right with this, though.
Oh, that did not go as planned, and now actually Midas coming in. Down goes Magnus, so yeah, talk about not enough. I mean, also kind of a little sloppy there as far as charging in, and all of a sudden they get turned. So good reaction from Chaos Master. I don't even think he realized Parasite was there initially.
No, he was smoked. But they wouldn't have had the damage. They need a stun and eruption to kill the Dark Lady. It's the right idea, but they need the level 6 in Magnus. And then Parasite can come in with the ulti leech, and the Dark Lady will die. But she's not gonna die to a level 6 Parasite with max infest and just a Magnus stun. It's not happening. So, yeah, underestimating the strength of Dark Lady there.
They're trying to bait out this behemoth here, but unfortunately, now it got the shockwave off right as he died. So perfect timing, actually, from behemoth, and that is an example, definitely, of not worth that exchange. As Swiftblade goes down, not only that, but he actually went down to Cthulhuphon. It looks like it's a huge bonus there as a result of that kill, and Dark Lady even got there for the assist at the last second, or I believe she might have. But anyways, meanwhile up here, Aluna's going to get caught, and the illusions will help kill off Aluna as Midas finds them. So, man, what was seeming like a snowball start here for Revolution, kind of in a minute and a half or so, I mean, all of a sudden, they're right back in this game.
Yeah, nice rotations from Midas, going bottom, securing a kill onto the Magnus, and then rotating mid, catching Aluna, and being involved in the death and Swiftblade as well. I mean, that's what you want to see from your offlane if you're not doing that well as well. Keep trying to win the other lanes. I mean, if you're losing 2 lanes at the moment, try to rotate, get some kills, and that's what he did. That's well played.
Meanwhile, you see Parasite here. He takes over a Vagabond leader, and he gets trapped inside this camp, actually, so he's going to work his way out, but...
That's unfortunate when that happens.
That was a little funny initially, but he's trying to farm it out. Is unfortunately going to die pretty quickly right here. Eruption in the meanwhile in the middle lane. Now he gets close enough. The stun didn't hit, though, and Rhapsody's actually going to live throughout all this, so... Swiftblade thinking about going further, but just not worth it, and yeah, I think that's the correct decision. They've already used so much trying to get just a Rhapsody kill, and it came up short anyway, so yeah, kind of as you go back to earlier.
Cthulhuphon has the portal key real soon here, so I'd like to see them bait that in mid lane. Behemoth has the ulti in 30. Try and bait the Behemoth again. He's died 5 times so far. I think the Revolution is going to go for it every time they see him.
Yeah.
So try and bait it out with a Elephant stun, and then Dark Lady have a TP ready to TP in and get at some turn kills. That could be the momentum swing that they're looking for.
Did you mention something about a Lex Talionis earlier? I'm looking around.
First I bought it, but then he may have sold it then, I guess.
Okay. Maybe that was...
he actually had it, then sold it, maybe, yeah.
That was when they were going for the bottom lane, so I wonder if because of how it played out, he changed his mind or something, but... he does have almost 2,000 gold saved up, so... Very interested to see what Cyrox does go for here. Cyrox, whatever.
Assume the puzzle box build.
Okay. There's the portal key for the font.
Yep.
It's going to be heading towards the top lane, it looks like. So, yeah, the Cthulhuphon pick is obviously is a great counter to the Parasite. Wasn't up against them, though, in the jungle, but throughout the game, it's still having that ability to eat the catapult and, you know, get him out of that, of course, is pretty impactful.
Yeah, I think that's why they picked it up. I don't think they would have picked it up if Parasite wasn't picked as the first pick. Oh, here we go, maybe. Yep.
There's the jump onto Arachna, but in comes that Hardened Carapace. It is level 2. She's going to hold her ground for now. The Spider Sting out onto Cthulhuphon. It doesn't matter, though. Great for magic resistance, not so much for the physical side. Goes down anyways. Aluna, meanwhile, gets caught, and she goes down, but at what cost here? Magma stuns in. The Swift Slash is bouncing around. Get the kill to Midas. And they're also going to take out Rhapsody, so it will be a 2-for-2 exchange when it's all said and done. I think you still got to give it, though, to Hex in terms of who was killed right there. And no matter of how this push looks. Oh. Oh, wow. They're going for the kill. No! The triple miss, but it doesn't matter. Behemoth has enough damage in the end. The tower does go down in favor of the Hellborn team. And now Parasite is going to skate on out of there, and that will be the end of it. But that almost was bad on the miss. But it didn't matter.
Nice play from Behemoth. That really came down to reactions. If Swiftblade got the spin off, that would have been... Yeah, he's gonna die top now, staying too long. That would have been ugly though, if because then it would have been a dead Behemoth and Swiftblade would have lived.
Yeah.
But he managed to press R first, he was the quickest one, so he got the kill.
Was able to hit that R button, so skilled. No, yeah, it's obviously a lot more to it than just that, but definitely good that he got that off first, and even with the death in the end, overall, I mean, Hex has done a lot right now, because while that was happening, Dark Lady actually pushed in the bottom tower. So she's all of a sudden very close to a rune cleaver now. 200 gold away, in fact, and we're almost 12.5 minutes in right now. Middle lane, Swiftblade, he actually might be in some trouble. No, he's going to be fine here. Just Rhapsody rotating over. But yeah, kind of going back to Cthulhu Font a little bit, it's, you know, I feel like whenever we have a Cthulhu Font, at least lately, I mean, there's always a Parasite on the other side. Could you actually think of a reason to pick up Cthulhu Font outside of an anti-Parasite? Because I can't.
No, I don't think so. It's just not as strong as it used to be anymore. I mean, it has a line stun. If you want more stunts, if you have a setup as well with a Magnus or something, it's good, because then you can follow that up with a longer stun.
Yeah.
That would be the only thing, but I still think there's just so many other heroes that are better.
Wow, speaking of that line stun right there, protect him, Melody also going to save Midas, so they killed Swiftblade. He's staying dead. Here comes Arachnid, though. The Spider Sting on him. Midas is his choice. The Spider Sting is going to chase. It might still kill Midas, unless the health potion keep him alive. Meanwhile, back to the main fight. Arachnid goes down with Dark Lady jumping in. Magnus in trouble. He'll go down, and it's going to be a genocide, basically, for the Legion side. Parasite does live, but barely got out of there with any life. So what a fight overall for Hex, and it's just amazing to me how much momentum has just completely shifted this game. I know it's only 13.5 minutes in, but again, this was a really snowballish start here for Revolution, and now it's all Hex right now. I mean, Dark Lady is just starting to get out of hand all of a sudden.
Yeah, he is. Behemoth almost has his portal key as well. The next fight is going to be very, very hard for Revolution. So at this point, I think they need to get the kill onto the Dark Lady or someone else that's maybe farming top the Midas. Try and get the sneaky kills without team fighting. They need Puzzle Box 3 on Parasite and the portal key onto HTS4 before they can really start making some team fights.
So do you think Revolution has been, is it their fault? Have they been trying to pick some fights that they shouldn't be doing, or is it more so that movement from Hex? And
no, that was more like what they should do now. It was, I mean, that was a good fight for, I think it's fine to take those fights. I mean, Parasite's very strong right here. It just didn't go their way in that mid lane here. It was a bit chaotic, so I couldn't really catch everything. Spider Sting and then Magnus ulting in the background, and they almost got some kills there. And meanwhile, Dark Lady fighting in the mid lane, attacking two heroes. Biggest thing that he got 2 kills and did not die at all, just enhancing his prime.
Oh, that's a good pick right there. Oh, but the Ancients killed her. That's so unfortunate for the Hellborn side. They would have loved to get credit for that kill. Meanwhile, those Swift Slashes, it is level 2, so a lot of bounces right there. And Cthulhu Font, he's going to die. Okay, the leech at the last second to secure the kill. So, I mean, Dark Lady still died right there, but that takes away a lot from what just happened at the same time. I mean, not getting credit for that. They don't get the gold swing because of it, so that is unfortunate.
It would have been another 1,000 gold swing in the, I think, experience. Or maybe 700-800, maybe not 1,000, but definitely unfortunate not getting that. If Parasite got it, maybe Puzzle Box upgrade would have happened as well. So, unfortunate, but still a good sequence for them. They got 3 heroes for nothing. Midas did push the top tower, but that's definitely worth it at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely good for them still. I mean, look at the 3 portal keys now. You mentioned Behemoth, Midas having his. I mean, so the 3 portal keys on those heroes they have all the initiation in the world on the other side of the spectrum. I mean, Magnus, he's getting there. He has 1330 gold saved up, but still a little bit a ways away. But even when he does get it, obviously going to be outmatched by the initiation power here of the Legion side right now. What about item builds, specifically this Arachnid? Squirry choosing to go the Thunderclaw. He's trying to play, of course, more of that hard carry, ranged in the end. Thunderclaw the good choice?
I think it's alright. You could also not get it because you have a Swiftblade that's also farming very well. He's almost getting killed top.
Oof, he will escape actually. In fact, Parasite trying for a turn, but that was a little ambitious there. So,
But when you have a hard to double core lineup, hard carry lineup like this, it's okay to not get the Thunderclaw because you're gonna be able to farm out the map effectively anyways.
Luna. She was, I'm guessing, trying to ward right there.
I think she wanted to ward.
Not much other reason to be there. Jeez, what is happening? Hex is just getting kills left and right here now. As the bottom lane. Behemoth, though, he did use a shockwave for this. Now he's being turned on by Arachne. And again, you just see the damage start to add up. As soon as the right click's kicking in, and no chance really for him at the end of it. So, good counter kill at least.
Nice kill for him. Getting the Magnus definitely a priority here. Oh, Midas.
Oh, boy.
Nice. Well played from him.
These portal keys are obviously having a huge impact. I mean, that's what you want, though, if you're the Legion team. That's what you were expecting, I should say. Even Rhapsody is going to get caught as she tries to TP. So, but again, if you're the Legion side, the good way to look at that, hey, it was a level 2 Swift Slashes used on a support Rhapsody there. So
yeah, there's a ton of action everywhere. I think people are always staying there. Welcome in a lot of places. Behemoth here as well, he got the kill into Magnus, but then he just farmed the creep wave when Arachne was running up to him.
Yeah.
It's a little bit questionable. So definitely room for improvement for both sides, and like trying to understand what the enemy team can do to you if you're doing this will definitely help them if both teams can minimize their mistakes a bit here.
Middle lane, speaking of action here, we got plenty more. Parasite, well, Parasite got stunned too, but Magnus was the target they wanted to kill, so still prevented the portal key. Now Behemoth once again, okay, so he cuts in there and then just can't get out of it, so he's falling victim to that at least, but still the nice jump initially and preventing a portal key from happening on Magnus. I think they can be somewhat satisfied with, but here we go, the counter push now from the Hellborn side. By the way, the Energizer on Arachne, so they do stack the Energizers here. Always kind of a funky thing to see, but, I mean, they're not always going to be together at the same time, so there is that argument at least.
Yeah. I guess you could have passed it up on something like a Swift Blade, but maybe he's also going Firebrand, so that's why you could pass it up, because you're going to be almost max move speed anyways, without the Energizer.
Yeah. Well, and the other argument, too, is that Swiftblade went with the Ghost Marchers, whereas Arachne went the Steam Boot, so there's kind of a little more reason for her to have it for the phase effect and the burst of speed, so. Yeah, I think Swiftblade might have been in the wrong here for sure. But what's done is done. Got the stats. Fizzmeister, meanwhile, gets picked off once again. Not been a good game for supports in general. Both Rhapsody and Aluna are definitely falling victim here several times.
They're trying to avoid, but both supports, I mean, every time they are dying, they have vision of them. You can see Clix's Void up in the top lane, spotted Aluna before, and then the Clix's Void here next to the observatory, spotted Aluna running down to Void in the mid lane, or in the bottom river here. So he got spotted twice and got punished for it. So you gotta know that something's up.
Yeah.
In terms of them having vision of him.
That's what you think. You know, that's that mind game going on. Your support player yourself, even. I'm sure that happens like every game where it's, hey, there's a support really offensive right here by herself. We killed her. What was she doing? I wonder. So then the rev wards come out, and sure enough, so the counters happen. So
it happens, but at the same time, I mean, the top ward the Clix has right now gives a ton of information for his team. So even if he died for that, I mean, it might even be worth it because they could. It gives the map control that they need, maybe to see if there's people behind the Swiftblade bottom right now. So if Behemoth was here without Midas, they could possibly go for this because if they don't see the Parasite over here and the Aluna, because then they can suspect that he's probably alone and we can get a kill and get out. So that's definitely worth it in that case. That's why they're going for these risky plays, or risky voids. But at the same time, if you want to go for the really risky ones, get a smoke and smoke up and try and get in there. It might work, because then you can at least dodge the voids. Then it's only if you are on top of the enemy team when you try to walk there that it happens. At least increases your chance of not dying.
Right as you're talking about Veiled Rot, this is going to backfire to Midas. Yep, he's going to go down. Now that was setting up for the whole time. She was scouting out Aluna, waiting for the right time. She did not see Parasite and Magnus, though, because of the Veiled Rot. Eventually opened once she got a little bit of help from Behemoth, but obviously the counter jump happened. That just obviously worked out very well for the Hellborn side. And now they're going to go for Congo on top of this. And it doesn't look like Hex is any bit interested in stopping it. So this is going to be a free Congo kill. And I don't know. Who do you think, Arachne or Swiftblade here?
Got the Swiftblade. Okay. Yeah, it might be fine, I guess guaranteeing the Swift Slashes when he's level 16 is, yeah, better than having 2 times Arachna, I think.
Yeah.
I'm alright with that. Yeah, sorry.
Well, I wanted to get to this here, because it's going to happen here shortly, it looks like. King Nikke here on Cthulhu Font. How about his item choice here? Goes to Plate Mail, so going to be going to Frostfield Plate with his next item after a Portal Key. That seems a little like, is he really spending the gold the best, considering how good a farm he's having early on?
Could also go for the Bulwark, but I think that would help his team more. But I think it's still alright. If you're not going for Bulwark, I think the Frostfield is okay, especially because they have 2 auto attack heroes, and the Parasite slowing his Mauler down is definitely huge as well. So it's not too bad. I think if he went straight for something like a Sheep Stick, that would not be the best choice here. Because there's so many targets to sheep, and if you sheep one of them, and I mean, the rest of the team is still gonna do a lot of damage. If you sheep Swiftblade, then Arachna's gonna do stuff, so...
Okay.
At this, I think it's too early to get Sheep Stick.
Interesting.
And Frostfield might be better.
Yeah, no, because that's actually the kind of logic I was having was, you know, he's going this compared to something like a Sheep Stick, but, yeah, that's fair, though, with the amount of targets, and perhaps the Frostfield play just overall could be a little more effective right now, at least.
Sheep Stick's never bad, but I mean, he only has 1 death. If he doesn't die like 3-4 times without getting a kill at all, I mean, then this is gonna be the right way to go, I think. Outside of the Bulwark, I would have liked that more. Because they have so much auto attack on Hellborn side.
Yeah, maybe that's it too. It's seeing a Frostfield play this early on in the game. It really is just a little off. But meanwhile, middle lane, Behemoth, he is going to go down. He set up the stun though. There's a line stun from Cthulhu Font, and they're both in trouble. Swiftblade's going to fall, as well as Arachna. Swiftblade coming back up with a token, but he doesn't really have support nearby. He is going to spin. Meanwhile, in the background, Magnus, he went for the Eruption, but Cover of Darkness came out. So they saw that with the Ward of Sight. Well played there by the Legion team. They knew that Magnus was looking for the counterplay, and thus they fell back and wasted the Eruption. They weren't able to kill Swiftblade again, though, at least.
Yeah, that was a huge turn from Behemoth. Getting the ulti Fissure set that up. If he died before that, that was not have went as well. But they got the token and the Arachna kill. I mean, that's very, very good. It was a huge turn from him. That's also where I think Swift did not want to use his ulti on that guy because Arachna already ulted him. When you're fighting so close to the enemy tier 2 and you don't see any of them on the map, any of the other Legion side heroes, you might do it, or you should maybe do it.
Yeah.
It's a concern.
Midas, he's good. He's, almost actually got sniped out there with that power throw, but in the end, manages to escape there. So you see the Blessed Orb on him, actually. Excuse me, enough to keep him alive right there, as Parasite did all that he could with that level 3 puzzle box. But
we don't see that more on Parasite is the portal key that he picked up. But I guess he wants to blink onto the Behemoth or someone in the background, ulti them, get the leech off, and then the puzzle box, and finish that target off before they manage to initiate or counter-initiate onto his team. So I think that's why he's going for that. Usually see the Abyssal Bulwark as well. I'm assuming that's what he's going to go for next, the Bulwark, since they have the Abyssal onto the Swift lane.
Yeah.
I think it's a decent pickup, especially because they only have the Magnus to initiate with. So him catching counter initiation is huge.
Well, you talk about the Magnus initiating, catches Behemoth there, but look at Cthulhu Font coming in. Spider Sting is on Behemoth, but he's got the Void Talisman. It will counter it in that sense, and now Dark Lady joins the party. She's got her new Shrunken Head. Swift Slash is not doing a whole lot of damage, as there was too many creeps nearby. Protect Melody as well, just in case. Dark Lady going to mitigate some damage from that. I don't know if that was necessarily needed, however, but the Hellborn team is continuing to run away. Magnus, though, will be victim, and Aluna, she's actually going to get the TP off in front of all 5 of them, so I guess there's a little bit of positive there for the Hellborn team. But again, big picture, 2-for-0 exchange. Dark Lady showing off her new toy in the Shrunken Head right there. And now they're going towards the top tower, and this should be an easy tower kill to top it all off. So Arachna just has not been able to get that consistent farm here. Even going the Thunderclaw just really hasn't done a whole lot of GPM. I mean, only 300 right now this time.
She has been roaming a bit, getting caught. Also, 5 deaths definitely slows her down. But it's not like she has been able to farm her jungle the entire time.
Well, Parasite at least got a free kill, but hey, will it come at a cost? Parasite, there we go. Darkblade's activated. Sure enough, goes down. Swiftblade, meanwhile, sitting there with a spin. Darkblade does get pretty damn low, actually. He's going to force it to fall back, but Behemoth jumps in, and look at that. I got to say, Mr. Trumpsta, he's had a hell of a game here on this Behemoth. Dark Lady, however, will be picked off, though. And now the Spider Sting out on a Midas. She goes down, so overstaying the welcome a little bit there, and Revolution makes them pay for that. Was it any buyback? No, that was just simply resurrecting there, it looks like. And eventually able to get some turn kills. So a case of Revolution at least holding their ground somewhat. And that was a bonus goal kill, too, of 725 bonus goal for Parasite there. With the kill
That's very good for Revolution, getting those 2 kills onto Dark Lady and Midas. Midas kind of blinked into suicide, maybe trying to save the Dark Lady, divert some attention to her, or to him. But it didn't work. Instead, they killed both of them. So that was huge for Revolution to stick into this game here. Because Dark Lady is really getting out of control. And yeah, after that laning phase from Mr. Trumpa here on the Behemoth, he's been having some solid ultimates.
Yeah, that's true. He did start 0-4, didn't he? And that was not looking good early on, but most certainly has recovered. Look at this, what he's doing here. He's actually using the illusion. It's going to work. Oh, Magnus is like, that's got to be the worst feeling, man. He's like, oh, what? What just happened? Yeah, but that's well played by Behemoth. He was setting that up the whole time. So once again.
Also that easy, well, it's not that easy to get the last hit with the illusions, because if you miss one, the enemy team is going to notice, oh, okay, he didn't do full damage to that creep, so that's an illusion. So that's nice bait.
Yeah, good
small things.
What about going the Void Talisman, by the way? He even gets post haste here now on top of that, but good follow-up, you think?
The Void is very good here against Swiftblade and Arachna. He can just use the Void and TP out. And I guess he goes for the post haste to just increase the map control that they have. It means that they cannot farm alone in the lanes on Revolution's side if he has +1 with him.
You look at Cthulhu Farm. By the way, a lot of Veiled beating everyone. Is this a full team Veiled Rod? It looks like it is. Here on the Legion side. Oh, Dark Lady, I think, screwed it up, actually. Yeah, she did. So she's going to be like, ah, screw it. I'm just going to go anyways. There is no Ward of Sight. There is a Rev Ward here, though, but so they won't see it because of that, because of the Veiled Rod. So what I was getting at is I wonder if it's actually really being that useful. And it looks like it is here. Sheepstick onto Arachna. She pops the Hardy Carapace right there, but the Protective Element. It's going to be a full duration. It looks like it definitely saves Midas. He's able to get away as down goes Rhapsody. Meanwhile, in the midst of it, too, Cthulhu Fawn, he will fall victim. As in the background, Dark Lady, she now pops her Shrunken Head, but that Spider Sting doing massive slow, pops the Geometer's Bane. Shockwave in the background, Dark Lady goes in, Arachna's going to fall. And now Swiftblade's in trouble. He's going to be caught by the Transmute, and down goes Swiftblade. The hat trick for Chaos Master. They did a good job with the Spider Sting on her, but that Geometer's Bane. And then once again, Behemoth just on top of these Shockwaves now in this game. Definitely setting up the victories here in these fights.
I love this item pickup from Dark Lady, the Geometer's Bane. Do you see? She just popped it, killed the spider instantly, and it didn't do anything to her anymore.
Yeah.
So, very well played.
That's an obvious counter to Arachna in that case. As Parasite, he thought he could maybe try to scare them a little bit, not so much. He goes down. The buyback on a Swiftblade, by the way, for this. And it's still probably going to be a Verax. I mean, Dark Lady's about half life currently, and that nice power throw there. But it's not going to be enough of a defense, it looks like. Well, maybe. Magnus? Okay, they are actually going to save the melee racks. This Behemoth maybe get a suicide for it, and he's not going to risk it. And they're just going to run away. So the melee racks will barely survive here, at least for Revolution. But there was a buyback again on a Swiftblade. And Dark Lady stays alive through it all. And yeah, I mean, great point about that. There's a couple like considered to be counter items. I mean, the Homecoming Stone is another obvious one. Maybe at this point she might just kill you anyways, but Geometer's Bane, as you pointed out, you just kill the Spider Sting, and well, there you go.
Exactly, that's a hard counter to that. So well played from him. Without that, he may have died there if he was forced to not do anything against that, or just stand still. But he popped it, killed it, and then he charged onto the Arachna instead.
Yeah.
So nice play from him, and he's on top of his items so far. Midas got the Sheepstick now, and now Cthulhu picks up the Bulwark. So they have a lot of team items right now. It's gonna be tough for Revolution to win a fight at this point. They need to get a huge Magnus initiation, stun 3 targets or more, and then on top of Swiftblade ultimate and the Arachna auto attacks.
See middle lane, Arachno making her way over here. You got the shrunken head on her. Swiftblade, it looks like also maybe going for one. So trying to get these shrunken heads now picked up here on the Hellborn side, and safe to say I think those will be very effective, but will it be enough is the usual ultimate question here. In middle lane, actually, Arachna, yep, she's going to be caught. Pops that Hardened Carapace. There goes a Shrunken. So Cthulhuphon baiting out a bit right here. Meanwhile, Sheepstick in the background onto Luna. Magnus does it with the Eruption. You see Protector Melody from Rhapsody saving Cthulhuphon, or helping to at least. Meanwhile, Parasite, though, caught in the midst of it. Almost getting a kill, actually, on a Dark Lady right here with that Mauler, but it is not going to be enough. Oh, yeah, he's going to be taken out. Good attempt right there. But he got the team support, and they eventually set up the kill. Everyone is up. They get the 3. And now they're pushing it again. So we're definitely at a point here. Polymorph is in total control of this game right now against Revolution, and this is going to be the melee racks now.
If they coordinated that a little better, so Arachna actually ultied the Dark Lady there with his shrunken head up, and instead of the elephant, they would have actually killed the Dark Lady, because Magnus landed a huge eruption or stun onto her with Parasite out attacking and combo burst as well. So if Arachna kept her cool there and ultied the Dark Lady ran to him, they would have killed him. But
wasn't able to, and the fight continues in the base of the Hellborn side, and it's not going to be looking good for them. In fact, to the point of GG, well played. So there we go, game number 1 going to Polymorph over Revolution here in this relegation series. So 1-0 lead for Hex here. They're trying to make diamond.